Mississippi. It's 7 a.m. Let's rise and shine. Sun talks money, the future's alive. Grab your cup and let's take a ride. It's wealth and wisdom, time will rise. Mr. Educator team, sharing the wealth, building things you should do from trust to banking. It's all a must. Your guide to wealth is learning and trust. Legacy matters, secure it right. Dreams take shape with effort in sight. Rules and assets, life insurance plans, building for your future with expert hands. Talk money and more, building wealth with knowledge galore. Asset protection, plans to grow. Dream and watch your dreams overflow. From today to trust to life. Breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips. We're here to help your fortune eclipse. From today to trust to life. Breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips. We're here to help your fortune eclipse. So now it's time to learn. So wisdom's your return. Invest, protect, and thrive for sure. Signing off is gold, talks money and more. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine for another edition of So Talks Money and More. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Edmond Williams, educator, author, and investor. Opening minds and closing contracts. I am so noted, and I am so excited and so delighted and so humbled that I get another opportunity to sit in this chair and be right here with you on WMPR 90.1 as well as WGDQ 93.1. I am so thankful to be here today on this first Monday in July. Man, this year is passing quickly. Gotta start by doing my shout outs. I see I got some YouTube followers listening in this morning. Good morning to my good friend, Miss Day. Happy Monday to you. My good friend, Mr. Body, good morning to you. Those of you that are joining us by Facebook, good morning to you. We're excited to be here this morning. Got to start the show off just checking in on my people. I hope everybody is doing okay, that you had a very safe holiday. I said before, Mr. Armstrong, that many people celebrated Independence Day as we were taught to do, but I think the more appropriate holiday for many of us was Juneteenth. That's when a lot of us got our independence, but that's a topic for a whole nother show. I'm not going to go there this morning. I want to start the show off on a serious note this morning, extending my condolences and our prayers to all of the families out in Texas, Kerr County, Texas, out where they are dealing with the aftermath of the July 4th floods. My understanding is, as of today, the death toll stands at 82, with 41 still missing. I cannot imagine being a parent. I cannot imagine. My children during their formative years did attend camp. Sometimes I sent them, sometimes I actually went with them myself, but I cannot imagine waiting for a call to find out whether or not your child is alive or, unalive. My prayers to those families, and I ask that you, my listening audience, join me in prayer for those families. It's their time now. It very well could be our time soon. We never know. So let's lift those families up in prayer this morning. Also, want to say good morning and do a shout out to my good friend, Pastor Milton Miles, down at Mount Sinai, the congregation there at Mount Sinai in Richland, Mississippi. We were honored to worship with them on yesterday. Very good worship service. I had an opportunity to run into an old friend from my days at Nissan over 20 years ago. She was a young and upcoming area manager, Miss Tammy Aiken, one of very few females that were in management out in the manufacturing world back then. But shout out to Miss Tammy. Miss Tammy has moved on up and is doing greater things now. But I enjoyed seeing her and visiting with her, and was saddened to learn that she's lost her husband. But Miss Tammy's still doing some good things and is still on the battlefield for the Lord. So shout out to you, Miss Tammy, and all of those in the congregation down at Mount Sinai. They tell me they are tuning in to Dr. Williams and listening on Monday. So I thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. One of the members in particular, I did not meet him at Mount Sinai, but I later found out that he is a member at Mount Sinai. I think this gentleman is going for my biggest fan award, Mr. Lee Clark. I tell you, Mr. Lee has supported Dr. Williams on this journey. I met him last year in October at an event where I was the featured speaker. Mr. Lee came up to me, bought several copies of my book, has since that time reached out to me, has told me on numerous occasions that he listens in to the show faithfully. He's probably listening this morning. He told me yesterday at church, Mr. Armstrong, he has that radio set for 5 a.m. So I don't think he's just listening to me. I think he's tuning in to you too, Mr. Armstrong. So shout out to Mr. Lee. Thank you so much for your support, sir. You have certainly been a blessing to Dr. Williams in that you are helping me to disseminate my messaging to our community through the multiple purchases of books. And just the other day, Mr. Lee reached out to me by phone to let me know that his family will be gathering on July the 26th, and he needed to see if Dr. Williams was available. He wants me to come down and talk to the family. Told me he has family coming from all over the country. And I am so honored to be able to visit with your family, Mr. Lee, and talk to them about the importance of building, protecting, and properly transferring wealth in the Black community. Just like I've made a commitment to be with Mr. Lee, I know some of the others of you out in my listening audience may have upcoming reunions. I would be honored to come and sit down with your family and talk to them as well. This is something that we have got to do, people. This is a conversation that is much needed and long overdue in our community. And I know oftentimes the question that I'm asked out the gate is, Dr. Williams, how do we have that conversation? How do we start that conversation? Well, I assure you, if you don't know the words, if you don't have the words, Dr. Williams is not short on words. I'm short, but I'm not short on words. So I would be happy and honored to come and sit down with your family and lead the discussion for you. Just reach out to me and let me know. But you got to reach out to me soon because I got a lot going on, a lot of upcoming events. One of which I'm just so excited about, you guys. This is something I've wanted to do for over a year. It's called Invest Fest. It's scheduled for August the 22nd through the 24th in Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Williams will be there. I am so excited to tell you I will be there. And you know what? I don't just need to be there. If you're listening to me, you need to be there as well. I say that because I mean it. It is an event unlike any other that we've probably been to. Now, a lot of people have been to a lot of conferences, but this one focuses on bringing those individuals, particularly in our community, the Black community, together that have achieved a certain level of success in the business world to share some of their wisdom and knowledge with others. We're all about sharing. We're all about transferring that wealth of knowledge. And this is a wonderful opportunity. Just a few of the individuals that will be headlining this event, none other than my celebrity crush. I'll go ahead and say that I always had a crush on Mr. Irvin Magic Johnson. I remember several years ago when Lindsay Hunter hosted an event here in Jackson. Mr. Magic came to town, and oh, that was the highlight of my teenage years to get to see Mr. Irvin Magic Johnson. Well, we know he is no longer in the NBA, but he has done some wonderful, wonderful things for our community with his investments. He didn't do like a lot of folks, Mr. Armstrong, get the money and waste it up on cars and houses and women. And oh, well, wait a minute. Let me get off that. All right, I better back up. He had his share. We all know the story behind Magic, but no shade there. He has his cookie now, and they have built a wonderful, wonderful family and a legacy. And I'm so happy that Mr. Magic Johnson, Urban Magic Johnson, will be headlining the event at Invest Fest. I'm also told that Mr. Steve Harvey, Mr. Family Feud himself, will be in the house. So excited to hear that Mr. Harvey will be there. Totally geeked to hear that Mr. Jack Dorsey will be there. Now, when I say that name, I know some of you may be scratching your head, may not know who I'm talking about, but most of the younger folks use Mr. Dorsey's product daily. He is the co-founder of Twitter. Does that sound familiar? Twitter. All of us small business owners, we use Square to do our electronic transactions. Mr. Dorsey is the CEO of Square. So Mr. Dorsey has a lot of knowledge. My understanding is the 48-year-old billionaire will be in the house sharing his wisdom and his knowledge for those of us that are willing and interested in learning. The actress Miss Issa Rae will be in the house. Auntie Tabitha Brown will be in the house, and so many others. I'm going to encourage you to go over to investfest.com and look at the lineup in its entirety. And I'm happy to announce here on air, I made the announcement last week that I was planning to be at InvestFest, and I actually had some people to reach out to me after I got off air to let me know that they would meet me there all the way from Kentucky. So I am excited that we have listenership, we have viewership that's not right here just local. We have people that are in other states and they are listening. And they are making the effort and the commitment to come meet us in Atlanta in August. And I look forward to seeing you there. Something else I'm really excited about. This is hot off the press. I mean, I tell you, things are happening. God is blessing and God is opening doors. I received a call on yesterday. I'm happy to announce here on air that Dr. Williams will not only be at InvestFest, but there is another major conference that will be going on in Atlanta from August the 21st through the 21st, and that is the All Black National Conference that is hosted by my friend Dr. Boyce Watkins. He is bringing people together as well. So, I mean, if we think Atlanta is black, now, Mr. Armstrong, it's going to be black come August. I mean, we're going to have black folks from all over this good old US of A emerging up on Atlanta. So I'm so excited to be invited. Did you hear what I said? I was invited to be a part of the All Black National Conference, and I am honored and looking forward to meeting individuals there. Another upcoming event that is local that I am ecstatic about is what I'm calling, I've dubbed Each One Teach One. That's my event that I am leading the effort on, but I'm hoping to pass the baton to someone else. I always tell my good friend, Mr. Jones, that in order for things to happen, somebody has to be the pig. So I'm the pig, and I'm hoping somebody will want to piggyback on this one. But we are encouraging the community to come out. Come out on Saturday, July the 19th. From 9 a.m. to 12 noon. We will be at S.E.W Training Academy at 3906 I-55 South Frontage Road. We are encouraging the elders, particularly in our community, to come out and help us transfer some of our knowledge to our younger people. You know, we have a way of talking about what these young folks are not doing, and you know how they don't know this and they don't know that. Well, have we ever stopped to think about the fact that they may simply just not know? And we have an opportunity to feed into them. So we are inviting our elders in the community to come out and let's work with our young people. We are transferring knowledge and skills that some of us take for granted. It may be that our grandparents, our parents, our grandparents, maybe even some of our great grandparents taught us how to do some things. Let us make it our business. Let us make it our goal to not die with some of this knowledge in our head. Let's transfer it to the next generation. So, what type of things am I talking about? I am referencing things like how to change a flat tire, how to install battery cables, how to check your fluid levels in your vehicle, how to operate lawn equipment. It's lawn cutting time now. We can't take for granted that some of these younger people know how to properly operate lawn equipment. So we need to train them. Use this as an opportunity to train. Shout out to Chief Wade and his commitment to make sure that JPD is present at the event on July the 19th, and not for security purposes. No, that's not what he has committed to doing. It's all about transferring knowledge, and the knowledge that they're passing on is how to properly engage with law enforcement. That could mean the difference between walking away with a ticket or walking away with your life, walking away. We got to teach our young people. We see too many instances where things are going south that don't have to. So we are inviting you to come out. Now, I will say this because I know I got to jump into this monologue right quick. For those individuals who know you cannot be there because you have other plans, please know that you can still help us ensure that this event is successful. How can you do that? There are several opportunities. For example, it's July, it will be hot. A contribution of a case of water would be great. We are inviting children to be there. We'll have these children out in the heat in some instances, so we need some water. Stop by and drop off a case of water. Let Ms. Woods know that it is earmarked for our event on July the 19th. She will be happy to receive your contribution. If you have a tent that we can use, bring your tent down. Set the tent up for us and let us be outside under the tent. We would love to have that. Also, there's an opportunity for some of our students that are children that will be there to take some CPR classes. But those are not free. This event is a free event, but those classes are not free. So if you know you can't be there, if you know wondering what you can contribute, go down and talk to Ms. Woods. Sign up and sponsor a child to learn CPR. I shared this story over the weekend. When I was a child, there was a young lady in my community that had taken a CPR class and had the opportunity of a lifetime to save someone's life that became in distress at a parade. And I'm sure that is a memory that young lady and the person whose life she saved will treasure forever. But it started with knowledge, the knowledge of how to do CPR. So there are many opportunities for you to help us ensure that this event is successful. Just because you can't be physically present does not mean that you cannot help us ensure that the event is successful. Now, I want to give a shout out to all of the men that I have personally reached out to. And it's not just about men being there, but sometimes we have to nudge our brothers along. I thank all of you who I've reached out to who have said, yes, I will be there. I am there. I thank those ministers that I've talked to and gotten commitments from to help support this event. Pastor Charlie Clark, Pastor Jackson, Pastor Miles, thank you so much for your commitment to helping me with this event in the ways in which you can. However, we need some other elders in the community. I need you guys. These children need you guys to come out, show up, and make sure that this event is successful. Again, that is Saturday, July the 19th. Starting at 9 a.m. We'll end at noon. We'll try to get it wrapped up before it gets too hot. Now, I want to move into my thought for today here briefly. Looking at the time, and I want to, Mr. Jones is in the house, so I know he's going to keep me on track. I got to stay timely. As I mentioned, I attended worship service on yesterday with Pastor Miles down at Mount Sinai. And the title for his message, I found it interesting, and I decided that I needed to go ahead and expound on that a little bit more today. So this is not my original thought in terms of the title of what I'm going to talk about today, but these are my original thoughts. I'll put it like that. So I want to talk today about being able to walk. I can walk, but I like being carried. I can walk, but I like being carried. Last Monday, when I left the studio, I had several things to do, and it was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon before I finally got somewhere close to home. Not home, but somewhere close to home. So I decided to stop at a Subway restaurant and get me something to eat. And I went in and I was greeted by the young lady that was working there in the restaurant. And I said to her, I acknowledged the fact that she acknowledged me. And the reason I did that is because I had been in that restaurant a few weeks prior, and there was another young lady that was working there that was not so nice, did not acknowledge me at all. And it appeared maybe she was having a bad day. I don't know. However, in talking to the young lady, I noticed she kept looking out the window. She was she was nice. She was waiting on me, but she kept looking out the window. And she finally said, "Forgive me, but I'm waiting for the bus. My son is coming on the bus." Well, I thought she said with the bus, but actually she said on the bus. And a few minutes later, the bus pulls into the parking lot, and off the bus jumps this little 6-year-old, jovial little 6-year-old. So he comes inside and takes a seat there at the restaurant. And it became clear to me that mama was working and mama was waiting on the baby to come. Okay. So I engaged her in conversation. I had a little time on my hand. Normally I order my food and I take it to go. But this day the Spirit said, don't leave, don't go. So I engaged this young lady in conversation. And so we talked, I talked to her about how long she had been working there. And she was telling me that this was she'd not been in this job very long, but she'd gone out to Texas and had come back and had some different life situations to happen. But this job she was in paid her a little bit less than the previous job she had. I think she said she earned about $9 an hour. And so, Dr. Williams, being Dr. Williams, I did some quick math and I asked her, I said, well, now, do you work enough hours to, earn enough income to cover your rent? And she said to me, she said, well, I guess if I worked several hours a day, 7 days a week, yeah, I probably would have enough to cover my rent. So again, I'm sitting there and I'm listening to what she's saying and engaging in conversation, and no judgment on my part. I'm just trying to understand all of this because, Taraji told us a few months or so ago, the math, math has to be mathing. When the math ain't mathing, you start to wonder some things. So I'm looking at her, single mom, or mom. I won't say single mom. I later found out that she was a single mom, but you have this responsibility. You're working this job, and it just didn't seem like there was enough pay to go around. So my next question to her was, what's your plan? And she looked at me and she said, my plan? What do you mean by my plan? I said, what is your plan for moving yourself forward? Because I cannot believe that this is, your end game. This is your right now plan, but you have to have a long-term plan, right? And she looked at me and she says, well, no. I said, well, how do you make it? I'm thinking about $9 an hour and you got the responsibility for a child and, your rent and all. And she says, well, honestly, I get assistance, she told me some agency that helps her out with her utilities from time to time. And, these different little resources that come through from time to time. Well, on July 4th, while the nation was celebrating its independence, our commander-in-chief was signing what he has dubbed as his big, beautiful bill. And in that big, beautiful bill, it may be beautiful to some, but there are a lot of provisions within that bill that are going to have long-term repercussions for many of us in the Black community, particularly those of us that are lower income individuals in the Black community. A lot of the assistance for programs that help with utilities, SNAP benefits, Medicaid, a lot of these things that we have come to be reliant on are being cut. And they're being cut drastically. Drastically. And with that being said, I have to wonder what is to come and what state we will find ourselves in. I have to wonder. Now, today, I'm not going to do a breakdown, a play-by-play of all of the different things that are in that bill. I will do that because it's needed. This show is called Soul Talks Money and More, and we got to talk about it because we've got to put forth a plan to address how we respond. Not just respond to be responding, but respond so that we can survive. So that we can survive. But I will say this. It's time for many of us to learn how to walk. We're not going to be carried anymore. Those lifelines that have carried many, many people for a long time are being cut off. It's time to learn to walk. I think back to the text that Pastor Miles gave, came out of John, the 5th chapter, the 1st through the 8th verse, may be familiar to some of you. And if it's not, take some time out to read it. It's just 8 verses where Jesus comes across this man that's infirmed. He can't walk. He's been sitting at the edge of the pool, but there's the waiting for the water to be troubled so that, he could be carried into the water. Then this man named Jesus comes along and he asks him, does he want to be healed? Do you want to walk? You want to be healed? Now, the man never answers Jesus' question. His response was, well, when the water is troubled, once a day, and when it's troubled, people get in front of me, and if there's nobody to carry me into the water, I can't get in the water. Well, that's not the question I asked you, sir. Do you want to be healed? Do you want to walk? If you want to walk, rise up, take up your bed, and start walking. It's time for some of us to learn how to walk, people. It's time for some of us to stop being carried and learn how to walk. Now, I know some of you will hear that and you will think that Dr. Williams is sitting here in judgment, or Dr. Williams is trying to put down on poor people and this, that, and other. This is not what this is about, people. That's not who I am, and that's not what this is about. But the reality is our situation as a nation is what it is, and we have got to do some things differently. So it's time. We got to learn how to walk. And that's going to require some of us to teach some folks how to walk. That being said, it's time for us to start transferring some knowledge and some skills to this generation that's coming behind us. Because if we don't, I'm not sure how they're supposed to survive. Not sure how they're supposed to survive. It's time for those of you that may be listening, and it's probably not that many because I don't think my listenership are people who like being carried. But if you fall into that category, I'm here to tell you it's time to learn how to walk. It's time to learn how to walk. One of the ways that you can do that is by joining me. Come on over to Atlanta in August. I just told you who some of the lineup is and who will be there. Learn from people who have already done it, who have seen the way. Another one of the headliners that will be there is Mr. John Hope Bryant. I'm so excited about getting an opportunity just to be in the presence of Mr. John Hope Bryant. If you don't know who he is, look him up. You can find him on social media. But Mr. John Hope Bryant is one of the probably the black man in America that owns more rental real estate than any other person in this good old US of A. Black person, that is. We could stand to learn a lot from that man. Atlanta is not that far away from Mississippi. It's a 6.5 hour drive. We go everywhere else that we want to go. Come on, take the trip, take the time, make the time. We buy everything that we want to buy. You know, it's back to school time. We having school drives and all of this stuff to make sure our kids have the school supplies and this, that, and the other that they need. All the while, we buying hair and nails and getting all these expensive purses and things that we don't need. But yet we have to ask folks to carry us when it comes time to getting the things that we know we need. Hello. I know I'm on somebody's road this morning, and that's okay. We might not want to hear it, but it needs to be said. So there, I've said it. It's time for some of us to learn how to walk. You can walk, but you like being carried. That being said, my time has come to an end. I'm looking at the clock, and Mr. Jones is looking over here at me. So I guess I may as well just go on and wrap this thing up. I've enjoyed being here with you today, and I may be back with you in the next half hour. I don't know. I got to get my assignment and see exactly what I'm going to be doing this morning. But I thank you for tuning in. I see my viewership is up on my YouTube page, and I see my viewership is up on my Facebook. So thank you for tuning in this morning. I look forward to being here every opportunity that I get to sit in this seat. I thank you. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for me, you guys. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy it so much. I get up at 4:30 in the morning just to do it. And if the good Lord says the same, I'll be right back with you on next Monday. So talking money and more. Peace.
Yes, yes, here we go. Southeastern Rodeo Productions.